Farm Progress Broadcast presents This Week in Agribusiness, serving America's most essential industry. Brought to you by Case IH, solutions for every challenge, equipment for every farm. Case IH, built by farmers.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining us here for This Week in Agribusiness. I'm Mike Pearson. Over the past week, I had the chance to be on the road a little bit around the northern Corn Belt, and it looked like nearly every field I saw was devoid of crop as harvest continues to move along with this warm, dry fall. It means farmers are already starting to look ahead to winter. So are meteorologists. Greg Solier joins us now with his winter outlook. And Greg, as December comes into focus, what are you watching for this winter weather across America?
Well, you know, we're in this transition from this kind of neutral state out of El Nino to a slowly developing La Nina setup. And typically when that materializes over the winter season, winter becomes a little more character building in nature. Yeah, we get our winter storms and we get our ice storms and snow events and all that, but they come a little more frequently and a little more intensification as the season wears on. So here we go. In roughly a mid-December to mid-January standpoint, the winter outlook is La Nina based, and we talked earlier of about the past few weeks of building cold through the Canadian prairie. Well, here's this dip in the jet and some laying out even in the short term of it all. Early season coolness for the northern plains and upper Midwest. Here's the late season warmth over the eastern part of the country. So at least from a fuel consumption standpoint, oils, etc., it looks like a nice mild start, but that at least complexity and compaction of temperatures strengthens the wind. So we do get some good news with moisture for the Pacific Northwest across the Rockies. Opportunities where winter wheat planters are idled up because of the dryness and drought to get some sense of moisture before the grounds firm up and freeze up, at least over the central and southern plains and across the Corn Belt, a wide range of moisture as well. So it's good that we've made some great progress in fall field work and harvest. Now is the time and into winter time to get some of that moisture to rejuvenate those soils here at a much deeper level.
With that La Nina impact, Greg, as we get deeper into January, do we still see that precipitation?
We do see the precip, and we see this range of temperatures, and that's key to precip in these winter storms. When you get these compaction of temperatures over a short distance, winds strengthen, this U-shaped configuration, the trough is over the middle part of the country, so they'll tend to vary on temperatures over the southern plains, much of the Corn Belt, warmth in the east, and this is some of that midwinter type cold over the building snowpack, and here is the end result. Still some ongoing winter storms, as you would expect, out of the central and southern plains. Good news with winter wheat. We think we'll get some absorption of some of that snow melt and meltwater before things firm up and freeze up over the plains. Moisture as well for much of the Corn Belt into the northeast New England. Normal moisture for the Pacific Northwest. So promising to be a kind of a ramped up midwinter season across the nation's heartland.
As we get to late winter, Greg, February and March, does that cold air linger? That's
a trademark of La Nina. Things just intensify. No sign from this vantage point of early access to the fields, early spring, not in the cards around here. So here's this late winter cold that takes us through into the beginning part, first half of March, and it is dominant through the plains. The warmth, if you will, over the eastern part of the country. Again, a pretty favorable storm track out of the southwestern reaches of the country into the Ohio Valley, and so we get just that ongoing snowfall potential from the Black Hills into Kansas, and these will be probably some winter storms to be heads up on that as well from a livestock standpoint, feed and requirements and all that. Above normal moisture, both snow and ice and rain from the Corn Belt into the mid-Atlantic region, where precipitation will be about normal over the deep south and southeastern part of the country. Not the greatest of news with snowpack in the southern Sierra. Looks like precipitation normal to a bit below across sections of the Pacific Northwest as well.